Hello and welcome back to my channel for another reading. We are taking a look at what is blocking your money right now. So we have three piles. Feel free to choose the pile that feels like it's calling you the most. We have a different oracle deck for each, and then I have additional oracle and tarot that I'm going to pull from during each pile. And yeah, we're going to take a look at what's blocking your money. So take your time to intuitively choose which pile you feel the most drawn to. We have pile number 1 here with this Aura Quartz. I believe it's Aura Quartz. Angel Quartz? One of the two. I kind of went with a theme here where they all match their pile. And we have Amethyst. And then for pile 2, and then pile 3, we have this Golden Healer Quartz. It's a palm stone. So take your time to intuitively choose which pile you feel drawn to, and timestamps will be down below, and I'll see you when you're reading. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome. If you chose this pile, you chose this crystal and this deck. So we're going to take a look and see what is blocking your money right now. Let's see. Let me know in the comments which pile you chose and if this resonates with you. Pile 1, what is blocking their money right now? What is blocking their money? Pile number 1. So we have Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. Okay, we got 3. We have trust your path. If you knew you'd be supported, what would you do? So this is kind of giving an energy of like the belief, right? Like some of you might not be trusting that, like your block is that you're not trusting. Your block is that you are not believing that maybe it's happening or it's possible to happen. Yeah, we have play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. So it's like you're taking things really seriously, which we always think is like a good thing, right? But then at the same time, that can sometimes block us, right? And so it feels like for you, pile number 1, it's almost like if you knew that things were going to work out, what would your day look like? What would you do? What is maybe some of the playful, fun things that you could even do now, even if you don't have the money and the resources to kind of make it happen? It's almost like, how can you enjoy life while you're, we'll say waiting, but like when we trust that the reality and the money that we want is already on its way, we don't have to like strategize it. We don't have to plan it. We don't have to like be so serious about it. And I almost feel like for you guys, there's this sense of like almost kind of feeling like you have to control everything when it comes to your money and how you're going to create it and how it's going to show up. It's like you have to trust that you're on the right path, but you also have to trust the divine that like you are creating, you are co-creating, and it's happening. I think it's just a matter of like the desire that you have in your mind and like letting that manifest in the physical reality. Sometimes our physical, like the 3D, is very dense. And so sometimes it can take a while for the energy to kind of catch up. Like energy and our energy moves so fast, but the physical world can kind of add a heaviness, which makes sometimes the manifestation take longer than like when we have the idea or the desire. It doesn't just happen and manifest like instantaneously, right? And so I feel like that is a little bit of like you're having to kind of almost like wait, and in the waiting there's the like doubt that starts to creep up that like it's not happening. And so I feel like you're needing to kind of like revert your thoughts a little bit, like when things pop up that are maybe some doubts or maybe some insecurities or things like that. It's like, how can we start to shift our own energy so we don't get caught in that cycle? And maybe you need to go out and have some fun and play, right? Let's see. Yeah, we have integrating energies, awakening and transitioning. So I feel like you're in this transition. You're in the awakening. You're in the shift, basically. And so you're integrating, like when we're going through an energetic shift, sometimes it can feel chaotic. It's not always the most desirable feeling, but sometimes it's just that we're recalibrating, right? We're reintegrating these new beliefs, new thoughts, new energies, trying to create a new reality, right? And so I feel like you're doing the work, but I feel like there's a sense of like the trust that it's going to pan out, if that makes sense. Let's see what else here for pile one. What's blocking their money? Balance, cracking open, deep healing, balancing karma. So there could be something specific that is showing up for you right now. And I feel like for some of you, it is like these doubts, these, like this lack mentality, or like this fear of like the things aren't going to pop up. Yeah, bottom of the deck, we have not all wanderers are lost, clearing the way, luck and opportunity. And that's what I feel like you're doing. You're clearing the way. You haven't seen the luck or the opportunity yet. So it's like, even if you haven't found what you're looking for, it's happening, it's coming. But it's like you're having to kind of, it's almost like you're in the deep healing because you're in the waiting period, if that makes sense. And I don't want to say you're being tested, but it might kind of feel like that. Like while you're waiting for this money to show up, that you're working so hard for, I think it's a matter of doing some deeper work. Now, if you don't really know where the money is coming from, like if you're not actively working on something or creating an offer or a business or something to that extent, I feel like this is almost like there might be some inner work that needs to happen here, some belief in what's possible for you. And maybe what's possible is like getting a different job, or moving into a different career path, or launching a different offer, or pivoting altogether in your business, right? And in order to do that, to trust your path, to go in that direction, you're going to have to kind of work through some things. I feel like you're, again, going through this awakening, going through this shift, but at the same time, there's a lot coming up for you around this. And I feel like you need to have fun and like not be so stressed out about it. Let's get some tarot here for what is blocking pile one's money. What is blocking pile one's money? Seven of Pentacles. I heard someone's working too hard. Like working too hard. And that sounds counterintuitive. And it's not that we shouldn't put any work in, because we do need to put work in. But I almost feel like this it ties in with like the play part, where it's like, are you allowing yourself to play, or is it like all work, no play kind of thing? And you're like waiting for your harvest to kind of come through. Let's see, what else here? I feel like the fact that you've done, like the Seven of Pentacles is like the physical, tangible, what do you call them? Suit of the deck, right? Like the Pentacles represent earthly, tangible, right? Like money and our physical energy, right? Like our physical body. And so I feel like you've done the work, you've done the physical work. But again, like Seven of Pentacles is also a card of like planting your seeds and like harvesting them. So it's like you're waiting to harvest them. You're creating heaven on earth, the actions that you're taking, but now you're kind of like having to wait and watch them grow, right? And so I also feel like there's almost like an element of like the energy having to catch up to the work that you've already put in. All right, we got Justice that fell on the floor. Okay, Justice. There could be something karmic here. Yeah, Ten of Swords. There might be something karmic. Maybe something that has to end. Here we got the World card. I feel like there's something about like So I feel like maybe for a couple of you, there's like you've been working in a certain direction, and like some of you really feel like the effort that you've put in isn't paying off. Like you're just slave driving here, you know, like you're just really feeling like I put in all this work and I'm not getting anything back. And I feel like that is creating these doubts and these thoughts that aren't helpful for where you're continually trying to go. Like that when our mind kind of gets into that, it's kind of almost like it starts to pull us back instead of allowing us to continue moving forward, right? It's very easy to quit in those mindsets. Clarify this justice card. Clarify justice here for pile 1. We have the Lovers and we have the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like, this feels like almost like alignment, like choices, making the right decisions. You're trying to make the right decisions. You're having to trust that you are making the right decisions as well. I just saw 11:11 on the clock. We have 3 of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. Clarify this 10 of Swords. 2 of Wands. 10 of Swords, 2 of Wands. With the Moon. You're having to kind of trust. I feel as though it's like the old chapter, the struggle, you got to believe it's over. The 2 of Wands looks at the future and like what's next and, you know, plans for the future and looks at, and maybe it's a bit of choice, right? We've got the 2 of Wands, we got the Lovers. We do have the Justice card, which to me is like cause and effect. So there's a little bit of like our choices have consequences, right? So it's about choosing what you want to reap the rewards of. And I feel like this is, again, trusting that the path that you're trying to go down is going to bring you out of this, this phase that you're in. But the mind with this 10 of Swords, the mind is what's dictating where you are or are not going. And I feel like for a lot of you, being it's the 10 of Swords, it's like this mindset is no longer serving you, right? Like, sometimes with the 10 of Swords, there's this energy of you've been there for too long. You've held on you've held on to it for too long in the sense of, you know, like the 10 of Swords is kind of like it's dead, done, over with, and it's been dead, done, over with for a while. So I feel like this is believing, again, that the work and the effort and the intentions and the energies that you're putting into what you're trying to create financially for yourself is paying off, that you're making the right choices, that you're doing the right things, and knowing that if I'm doing the right things and if I'm working with the universe and co-creating and I'm playing and I'm embodying this like lighthearted energy as well, because I do feel like there's an element of like you just enjoying your life outside of finances. Then that is going to eventually manifest, but you have to get out of your head. I feel like that's the biggest thing for this pile. So let's get some more here for you, pile number 1. Sorry, hold on. A lot of cards. What is blocking pile 1's money? We have the Sacred Flow of Yes. Ooh, and we got Rise. I like that. So this is like allowing yourself to elevate. You are magic at the bottom of the deck. So believing that you're magic, believing that things are possible and saying yes is going to also be important here so that you can rise. Like you got to let yourself rise. You got to let yourself. The more you can say yes, the more you can trust your path, the more you can, move forward with things, the more you're going to elevate, the more you're going to see things shift. I also feel like this is something around like raising your vibration elevating your vibration. So doing things that are going to help shift your mindset, shift your energy. So this could be energy clearings, meditations, subliminals. I do have a few on the channel, so feel free to check some of those out. I also have a free money activation that is linked down below if that's something that interests you. Let's get some more here. We have Ant Spirit with Time to Collaborate. So there might be people who can help you. We also have Be at Home with Wombat Spirit. And we have Be Loyal to What You Love. I feel like for some of you, it's time to get back to what you love, like playing, enjoying things, like having fun. There might be some time that's needed to rest, but I also feel like this is about coming back to yourself. So I almost feel like this time to collaborate is like working with people who can support you. Maybe working with a coach, or working with, maybe if it's even just following people online, or figuring out following people who have like tools for like money stuff and things like that, like something like this channel or my Instagram or other people's Instagram, right? Like collaborating and working together with people. I don't really see this as like necessarily collaborating when it comes to like your business or something, although it could be. I feel like though it's more of like someone who can help you like navigate this and navigate the internal home, right? The home inside of yourself. And that's going to reconnect you to who you are. And I feel like that's going to help elevate you, help you rise. And I feel like this be loyal to what you love is like almost like being loyal to yourself. And also being loyal to the fun things in life, like the things that you love to do, and not neglecting things in your life because you're so stressed about money. Bottom of the deck, we have Bat Spirit with Rebirth is Assured. So when you do this work, when you shift your mindset, the rebirth is going to happen. So let's get a final affirmation. Final money affirmation for pile number 1. Okay, it went back in. Final money activation. Or money affirmation, not activation. That's funny. Okay, so you got the universe rewards my enjoyment of life with more riches to enjoy. That is so funny because we were talking about play. So the universe rewards my enjoyment of life with more riches to enjoy. So the more that you enjoy your life, the more that you play, the more that you have fun, the more that you have gratitude, the more that you see the good things in your life, the more you are going to be blessed with more finances. And so I feel like for you, some of you, definitely a lot of you, having fun, playing, enjoying life, and like not being so focused on the money or the business or things like that are like distracting you or like weighing you down. I feel like the more that you can just enjoy life, you're going to actually find that your money increases. And it's because it shifts your energy. It's because it puts you in a different frequency that aligns more with money. So that is what I have for you, pile number 1. Hopefully this resonates for you. Let me know down below. If not, you can check out any of the other readings on my channel as well. You can check out my Instagram. I do have that free money activation down in the comment or the description box below as well. But yeah, otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed these messages and you want to see more of them. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome. If you chose this pile, you chose this amethyst crystal and this oracle deck. So we are going to take a look and see what is blocking your money. Pile number 2. What is blocking their money? Okay. Interesting. We have be proud of yourself. We also have be humble, which is kind of funny. And then we have step into your power. Okay, so I feel like this pile has done a lot of really good things when it comes to their business, their work, their money. I feel like there's almost a need for recognition of yourself, celebration of yourself, in the sense of, when we make progress and you don't necessarily celebrate along the way, like you're always focused on the next milestone, the next milestone, the next milestone. I feel like that is kind of what's coming up here. And it's keeping you, I don't want to say small, but it's keeping you in this bubble where you constantly maybe feel like you're not good enough, or that, it's like you don't feel like you're good enough. You don't feel like you're, like, what you want is happening, even though it is happening, because there's proof that it's happened for you. It's almost like it just keeps you in this place. It reminds me of like school, for example. We go to school to learn. And so we are kind of like taught slash like, I don't know if it's like intentional, but it's like we're always made to feel like we don't know enough. We're not the smart ones. We're not the teachers, right? Like we don't have the knowledge. We're getting the knowledge, right? And so I felt like this when I was done school and I was stepping into my profession. I was like, well, who am I to do this? Like, I don't know anything, right? And it was easy to kind of think that I was new and I didn't know enough and I didn't have the skills because, well, I just graduated school and I don't know if I know it enough, right? Like it didn't instill the belief in me that I was capable. And so it kept me small, even though I accomplished a lot and I had good grades and I graduated, obviously. So I did things successfully, right? But it still kept me from like stepping into my power, right? And owning my power and owning my skills and my strength. And I didn't need to be arrogant about it with this be humble energy. But there's something about like celebrating yourself. Some of you might feel like there's, like if you celebrate yourself or you pat yourself on the back, that like it means you're arrogant or it means you're cocky or too confident and things like that. And I don't feel like that's the truth. I almost feel like you're too humble here and you're almost needing to pat yourself on the back. And you don't, just because you pat yourself on the back doesn't mean that you're arrogant and that you're too cocky or anything like that. Like you're allowed to celebrate yourself. Let's get another message here. We have psychic gifts. It says wise sage awareness and call to action. So yeah, this makes me feel like, again, you have a lot of wisdom, you have a lot of knowledge, you have a lot to share. You're being called to take action. When it comes to your money here, it's like doing the things that are going to make you money, right? I think you know what to do. There's intuitively, you're being called to take certain actions, to share certain messages. Especially I feel like this pile definitely has like a business or something where it's like you're working on elevating yourself all the time, right? Like you're constantly in self-improvement, but it's almost keeping you in this place where you don't ever have to claim how great you are, Some of you could be in a spiritual kind of profession here. We have womb healing with sexual power and sovereignty. So the womb healing is like the sacral chakra. I feel as though this is something around like creativity. This is also like, again, that independence, that power, that believing in yourself, believing in like having confidence in yourself. And you get confidence by celebrating all the great things that you do and recognizing those things. It's like recognizing yourself. And if you're waiting to be recognized from other people and that's how you're going to make money, you have to first recognize yourself and first recognize how good you are, what you bring to the table, what, all the great things that you've ever done for yourself. And this is, I feel like, going to help you step into your power. It's also going to help you trust yourself more. And I also feel like there's going to be a lot more creativity. Sexual power is interesting as well because I feel like that ties into our womb space and also kind of root chakra. Root chakra is all about our stability, our security. And so with money, that's a huge piece. And then the sacral chakra is like this creation. So how are we going to create the money? How are we going to create the opportunities? And you're going to be able to do that by working through this and reconnecting back to your sense of self. So let's get some tarot here. What is pile two's money block? We have the King of Wands. Pile two's money block. Eight of Swords. King of Wands is this like confident, bold kind of energy, right? And then we have the Queen of Swords. We have the Sun and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like you're dimming your light is what I feel. I feel as though if we go back to these original cards here, there's a sense of the Queen of Swords owns her power in the sense that she is not afraid to say what she needs to say. And this card here specifically being she has the drum, it's like she's moving to the beat of her own drum is what I'm hearing. So I feel like for a lot of you, it's like you might, again, Eight of Swords is being in our head, in our mind, questioning, self-doubt, right? Feeling like you're stuck and feeling like you're trapped, or feeling like maybe things aren't possible or whatever you're kind of feeling, right? Like feeling restricted in some way, shape, or form. But if you stand in your power, I feel like that's where you break yourself free, you know? And it's interesting because we have this Queen of Swords and both of them have like a gong, we have a drum, where they're like hitting something and it's like this, I don't know, it's like it feels powerful, like again, beating to your own drum. Some of you might be doing things differently than it's normally done, and that might be kind of where the insecurity kind of comes from. We also have the Five of Pentacles, which some of you are feeling a lot of lack, but there's pentacles here. It's like he's not even noticing. And this makes me feel like, again, with regards to like being proud of yourself and recognizing yourself for all your accolades, all your wins, even if they're small. I really feel like for you, pile two, keeping like a gratitude journal, or more specifically, at the end of the day, write down 3 celebrations, 3 things that you are celebrating about yourself, what you did, what happened during your day. I feel like that's going to help you remember and actually see all the good things that are happening for you. Because like I said, this is like dimming your light. And if it's dimming your light, it's dimming your life force energy. It's dimming your power. And that is going to prevent you from making more money, because we have to be in a vibrational match for our money. So I feel like for you, once you start recognizing all the good things that you're doing, it's going to allow you to step into your power. It's going to have like, you're going to feel confident and believe in yourself. Even the Sun is this like Leo energy, right? Be feeling really confident. King of Wands is also Leo energy. Like step into your power, believe in yourself, be confident. Don't think that you're just being cocky or arrogant. Like don't be afraid to show off every once in a while, especially when you do a good job. Like you can, I'm also getting, take people's compliments. Like when people compliment you, like say thank you, you know, like you don't have to over explain. You don't have to do anything. Like you can just say thank you and receive it, because it feels like you're not receiving the compliments. You're not receiving the celebration. You're not receiving the the good job, the praise, right? And you're not even getting that from yourself. And so if you can't receive that, how are you going to receive more money, right? So let's get some more for you, pile two. We have Collaboration of Souls, which came up in reverse. Let's get another one here. Oops. We have Feed Your Artist. Collaboration of Souls. Magic happens when you most expect it. So that's that belief. There is an element of like creativity that wants to come through here. Also doing things your own way. I feel like maybe for some of you, it's like you're meant to, with this Collaboration of Souls, I feel like if being in reverse, it's like maybe you either need to collaborate with people or you don't need to collaborate with people, obviously. But I feel like for some of you, you've tried to collaborate with people and you're actually just meant to do things on your own, do things your own way. Others of you, I feel like if you've been trying relentlessly to just do it your own way and do it on your own, you might need to collaborate with people, but I feel like it's collaborating with the right people. So being specific about who you're, kind of working with. We do have Prosperity Sisters, our happiness and joy here at the bottom of the deck. So this is like, you gotta love life, right? Like bringing like love and joy and happiness into what you've already done, what you're experiencing. It's like, it's this sun energy, right? It's embracing that for yourself. I think you know this. I feel like intuitively there's a part of you that's like, yeah, I know I've been needing to shift this, or like you have this awareness, I feel like, of yourself. And I think that's what's going to allow you to pivot this. Let's see. I also feel like doing things that you enjoy, or doing maybe something creatively or a hobby or something like that might also help you shift. Let's see. Interesting. We got this for the other pile 1. Be at home. To me, it's like almost like being in your body. What else? Time to let go. And then we have Coyote Spirit, trust in divine detours. So I feel like it's time to let go in the sense of it's like time to be free. It's time to not hold yourself back. It's time to like express and like be comfortable in your own accolades, your own skills, your own skin, There might be a pivot here that's coming, or you've been pivoting over the years, or you're wanting to kind of go in a different direction. I feel like you need to trust that and trust, again, intuitively, kind of what you feel called to do. I feel like you're going to be able to make more money, though, literally just by believing in yourself and having that confidence and recognizing how far you've already come and what all the good things that you're already doing, even if they're small. Like maybe it's like I posted on social media today, right? Like that's a celebration. Do that. It allows you to recognize the work you're putting in and the effort. And, I don't know, it could be somebody like bought my opt-in, or people or opted into my freebie, or bought my offer, or whatever, right? Like it could be something so small that's so easy to pass over, but the more you see it, the more you're going to be like, yeah, things are working for me. This feels good. And you're going to feel confident in yourself because you're going to see the proof, right? I feel like for a lot of you, the proof and the movement and the success is already happening. Yes, you obviously probably want more, and there's probably, some finances here that you want to improve, but I feel like it's less about the fact that it's not happening at all, and it's more about seeing that it is happening. And then the more that you see that it's happening, it's going to happen even bigger, right? Like you're going to get even more success and more money. So let's get a final affirmation. So we got the card, I dance with the cosmic current of abundance, embracing every ebb and flow with grace and gratitude. Look at that. I mentioned gratitude. So yeah, keeping a gratitude journal might be really helpful for you, or it's also ebbing with the highs and the lows of like abundance, right? With money, where abundance and money is always going to it's going to come in, it's going to go out, it's going to come in, it's going to go out. And that's okay. We actually just want to ride the wave, right? Like we just want to be neutral and allow it to do those. But we also have to recognize the good things coming in, right? It's like you're only seeing the dips instead of seeing the highs and the lows. You're seeing both. And I think that that's where you're needing to be grateful for both things and see both things in yourself. And at the bottom of the deck, we have my energy is the currency of the cosmos. So your vibration, your energy is what's going to help you shift this. And I feel like it starts with your outlook on like yourself and the success that you've already had up until this point. So hopefully that resonates for you, pile number 2. Let me know down below. If not, you can check out any of the other piles or a different reading on my channel. Let me know which pile that you picked this pile, and if this resonates for you. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy this message, you want to see more of them. And yeah, if you want a free money activation, which is a guided meditation, I have created that for you, and it will be down in the description box. So feel free to check that out if you feel called to. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome. If you chose this pile, you chose this crystal and this oracle deck. So let's see what is blocking your money. See what's happening for you, pile number 3. What is blocking pile 3's money? Okay, so we have impermanence. Nothing lasts forever. Enjoy the journey. We also have interconnected, community, partnership, relational healing. And then we have held, unseen support, you're never alone. I feel like some of you might feel like money's always going out and it's never coming in. If it does come in, it doesn't last. So there's something about like your money not lasting, or things always being going out, and things like, you know, not replenishing themselves, or not, it's like, yeah, just constantly feeling like money's going out. Once it comes in, it goes out, it goes out, it goes out. There's always something to buy. There's always something. It's like, it's hard to put money away, or it's hard to save, or whatever. I feel like there's more support around you. You might feel like you don't have support. I feel like there's more support around you than you realize, whether that's a community, a partner, maybe a family member or something to that extent. Let's get a little more here. Pile number 3. Okay, we have Violet Flame, transmuting, breaking addictions, nervous system. And then we have Portal, 5D, healing temple, and astral travel. The spirit world wants to help you. I feel like that's a little bit of like who you're held by in this interconnectedness. This is like that co-creation. I feel like though some of you, there's something you're trying to break when it comes to your finances, whether it's like a spending habit, or how much you're like, I don't know, it makes me think of like subscriptions, or maybe buying too much food, or like, you know what I mean? Like things where it's like more addictive in the sense of, you know, shopping, or sometimes we, you know, it's like we have groceries, but we're like, we're going out to eat all the time, even though we've got groceries at home, those sorts of things, you know, not that I feel like we should like limit ourselves, but I feel like you might feel like it's a problem. And I feel like this is about transmuting that. And again, especially if you're feeling like money is constantly going out. And I feel like there's something about you connecting more with spirit, more with your spiritual team, more just also too within your, like the spirit within yourself. It almost feels like there needs to be like some deep healing here. I feel like you might almost be looking into doing some healing work, like maybe like Reiki, or like getting into something that can actually shift your energetic frequency, your energetic state, or even shift like these patterns, these habits that you find yourself in that you know are negatively influencing your money. I don't know why, but pile 3, whenever I do them, always feels way freaking different than pile 1 and 2. It's just like always like sometimes pile 1 and 2, like their messages are not the same, but they have similar energy about them, even though it's a different message. Pile 3, I always feel is like off on its own little island of like, whether that's good or bad. It's just that like this message feels way different. I also feel like in a way this message feels very almost like practical. You might be looking at your finances very practically. Like, like, okay, well, if I want to make this much money, or if I want to save this much money, I have to cut back on this, I have to cut back on that. And I feel like it's almost more about looking at the root of why you take certain actions to begin with. Let's get some tarot. Because sometimes our overspending or, our habits and stuff like that, they come from like an emotional space. We have Page of Wands. I feel like you're kind of going on this like explorative journey, kind of like within, and like having to navigate that a little bit. Yeah, Page of Cups, inner child work, maybe even something from childhood, even with these 2 pages coming out. Whoa. And then we got the Hierophant, we got the 2 of Pentacles, and the Empress. Well, beautiful energy here with the Empress. 6 of Cups. I feel like there's something from your past, and possibly childhood specifically for you, pile 3, that is, it's like, why do you believe the things that you believe? Why do you do things the way that you do things, right? The Hierophant can be tradition. It can be the way that we've always done things, our beliefs, like what the structure or the plan or how we do, like how we carry things out in our life is usually comes from a hierarchy of whether that's our parents or our belief system or the church that we went to or society, right? Like it can be a lot of different things. There's something about going back to your roots as a child, possibly linked with your mother here or your mother's lineage, around what you were taught around money. How you saw money. I want to clarify this Page of Wands. Clarify this Page of Wands for pile 3. What's blocking their money? Queen of Cups. What is this Page of Cups? Another Page of Swords. Lots of pages. So I almost feel like, and then we have this Ace of Pentacles at the bottom. I almost feel like there's a direction, some path that you want to go down. I feel like you're wanting to change. It's like what you once were taught. Maybe again, I'm getting like from your mother or the women in your lineage. What you were taught as a kid. I almost feel like, I don't know if there was like frivolous spending or living beyond your means or something to that extent, that like maybe you were taught or you observed growing up. I feel like you're wanting to change with this 2 of Pentacles. It's like, I almost feel like with this Page of Cups, this Page of Swords, and this Ace of Pentacles coming out behind it, it's like you are looking into, how can I shift this? And what do I really want? What do I want to experience, right? The Page of Cups is like our heart. The Page of Wands is kind of more like fun and like creative and explorative and adventurous, right? And I feel like you've been that and you're seeing how maybe it's not working. I feel like you're wanting to shift. And this is so that you can grow more. You can grow more abundance. You can have more abundance. You can feel stable. I'm also getting as well. Like you want to feel supported and held by your money. Like you want to have a solid, firm foundation. And it's like you're starting to realize maybe the relationships in your life or your past, your patterns, and how that is or has influenced your finances up until this point, no matter what age you are. And I feel like you could be looking at getting some energetic healing. If you are looking for any sort of resources, I do have my money activation, which is down below, which is it's a Reiki infused guided meditation. It's about 15 minutes. It's free, and it will help you kind of clear any blocks that are standing in your way, as well as help you call in more. So it might be something that's helpful for you. Let's get some more here. Pile 3, what's blocking their money? I actually feel like you have money, or you have money coming in. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't want more, but I feel like that for you, this is almost like more about like changing your financial reality in the sense of how you use it, how you move through it, like maybe having more discipline or having I think I always like see those things. Like I see people online, they're like, I just like paid off $90,000 of debt in like 6 months. And I'm like, what the heck were you doing with your money before that? I'm like, if I had that kind of money, like, oh my gosh, right? But sometimes it's just our intention, right? Of like where we are or aren't putting our energy and our time and our focus and our discipline or devotion around making our finances a better thing. And I feel like that's kind of what you're looking at. It's like the structure and the foundation of how you actually even use money and how you handle it, right? And wanting to create a better foundation for yourself. So maybe you're like looking at like, okay, how can I pay off my debt, or how can I save more money, or how can I be more intentional with the amount that I'm spending every month, because I know I can cut back, but I just have to be more conscious of it or more intentional about it. Maybe it's your money beliefs. Maybe it's about believing that you can go do something and create, a new opportunity for yourself, or go out on your own and start your own business or something to that effect. But it's almost like going deeper within yourself around what it is that you want. And at the bottom of the original deck, we have Inner World with Radiance Within and Personal Paradise. This is like figuring out like what feels right for you when it comes to handling your finances. Yeah, we have Unstick the Stuck. And I feel like that's what you're trying to do. We have Ambush Fear with your Ferocious Dream. So there might be fears, there might be worries, there might be insecurities, but there's also this expression for you that wants to come through. Like, I think for you, you are feeling stuck, but I feel like it's so much deeper than just being like, oh, just save money. It's like, okay, but why am I struggling to save money, right? Like, why is that a problem in the first place? I also feel like for this pile, there is something that you want to move towards, something that maybe you want to start or that you're getting more information about, something that you maybe want to change with how you're making money, whether that's your business, your career, starting a business, job, whatever. And I feel like it's about letting go of the fear to pursue that, right? And allowing yourself to have that fearless expression, right? That was at the bottom of the deck. So let's get some more. Yeah, look at that. We got Take a Leap of Faith. I also feel like for some of you, there's like, if you're looking at doing this other work, it's like you're trying to take a different approach. Maybe it's like you feel like you've read the finance books or like you've educated yourself financially, but you're not seeing the shift, or it's hard to actually implement it. I feel like that's where you're looking at like, okay, maybe I need to do some mindset work, some energetic work, some subconscious belief work. And that's where I feel like maybe also too, there might be people who can help you with that. So we have Take a Leap of Faith. What else here for pile 3? Co-create with spirit. Yeah, that's that like energy work, the connecting more to your spiritual team. I think you're kind of almost having like a bit of an awakening. Yeah, we have sometimes life stings. It's like things haven't been great for you, or things haven't felt in alignment when it comes to your finances. You've probably felt stuck. You've probably felt maybe like, almost maybe too, like you've been led astray based on what you've learned and what you've been taught. But now you get the opportunity to shift it, and you can do that by taking a step in this direction and moving towards the things that are going to help you learn to co-create with the universe, and kind of almost like manifestation in a way. Let's get one more here. Whoa, that's way too many. One more here from this deck for pile number 3. Oh my gosh, every pile got this. Be at home. And we also have Bring Your Ideas to Life. Yeah, there's an idea you have. There's something you want to start or that you're looking into. It could even just be like taking a course, or maybe you have an idea of even how you want to handle your finances or what you want to do. Like, I feel like you need to trust that, the intuition. This be at home energy is, I've been connecting it with like being at home within yourself, being secure within yourself. I feel like this ties into the healing energy, being confident, right? So when you're kind of like more settled, there's also like a nervous system piece, right? Like your nervous system could kind of be a little all over the place when it comes to finances. Or again, you have like almost like emotional spending or emotional reactions, things like that. I feel like that's where it's like the more you can kind of regulate that or work through that, where it's not so charged anytime you're dealing with money, that's going to bring you more centered within yourself, and that's going to help you co-create as well. So let's get a final affirmation for pile number 3 with regards to their money. That was crazy. We have, my inner sense of wealth is the universe's blueprint for my external experience. Beautiful. And this is like the belief inside of yourself, right? Like your inner sense, your inner world, how you feel inside about money is then going to create the blueprint for how money shows up in your world, in your experience. And then we have, I am the walking embodiment of wealth. So this is like shifting your internal state, which is a common theme among, I mean, obviously that's what I talk about, but like, I feel like that's a lot of us. We think we have these money problems and we think we have to like go get a strategy or implement this thing or whatever. But a lot of times we have to shift how we think about money and how we react to it and what we believe is possible for ourselves to really truly experience wealth and abundance and feeling free at the same time as, you know, being devoted. So I feel like focusing on that inner sense, that inner abundance that you want to experience, I think you're having this shift. But I do feel like there needs to almost be like a clearing. There's something from your past or a past life or something karmic. It feels like it's more from like your mom or your mother's side. It could be something that you see carried out quite a bit. And I feel like once you can unstick that, once you can clear that energy, that is what is going to, I feel like, open the doors for you and also allow you to like fully maybe start to step into the, you know, the new possibilities, the new options that you want to see for yourself, the things that you want to plant and see and grow. Even if it's just what you're planting and growing is this new seed as to how you handle your finances, right? So that is what I have for you, pile 3. Hopefully that resonated for you. Let me know down below. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy these messages and you want to see more of them. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you want to start, I coach women on, you know, their money and creating more money and sales in their business. And so if you want to get started, the best place to do that is the money activation, which is down in the description box. So feel free to check that out. It is free. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and I'll see you guys in the next one.